Welcome again to another episode of Growth Spurts. I'm so glad that you joined us. We hope that you're growing. We hope that you are understanding how we desire for people to grow in Christ. I got some friends with us today. I got Jeanie and Ayziah here with us, and we're just going to jump right into it. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I'm actually thankful that we have an opportunity to talk about Jesus, to grow in life. And it's interesting because Jesus is a human being, but also God, and he gives us an opportunity to grow closer to him, which is different than definitely different than what we've discussed, which is sometimes we worship or people worship rocks and stones and constellations and things of that nature, which I guess will be hard to grow in. But as you mentioned, some people, you had experience with people who are into worshiping various things made with hands. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I feel like the sermon really stuck out to me with that because I do come in contact with a lot of people who end up, worshiping, those rocks and
Hmm.
crystals. And I feel as if, what you said with if they can do that, then they should also believe that there is a higher place for them with the Lord.
Hmm.
I believe that stuck out to me because I think that that's the truth.
Hmm.
Um, when it comes down to it, the things that are of this world are, more so like not to be worshipped.
Hmm.
Um, and it's there's a higher place for us. So that stuck out. That stuck out with me a
So it's
lot.
like a created versus a creator type of thing.
Right.
Like I love vest. Who who made your vest?
Michael Kors.
Michael Kors, right? So that, and I always use that example because the vests or our clothing didn't appear from anywhere, right? Or out of thin air. There was a
Right.
creator behind it. So why would that logic stop when it comes to the material world? When it comes to human beings, if we can understand that for everything created on that we see on Earth, whether it's a drawing, whether it's a building, someone had to create that.
Right.
Why does that logic stop when it comes to the universe and the planets and the grandiose things in life like human beings? And Jeannie, I know you had mentioned people. Oh, you wanted to respond? Go ahead.
Well, I think that just has to do with like their faith. You know, like
Mm.
if they, I feel like people see rocks and they see crystals, and
Mm.
that's where their faith relies. But I
Mm.
feel like us as Christians, our faith
Mm.
is bigger than what we can see. So
Mm.
sometimes
Mm. Okay,
everything that
okay. I
people,
like that.
that's
I like that.
right.
Uh-huh. That's gold. Jenny, you had some you know people as well that may worship things that are made with hands or that we can see. Jeez, ooh, you got me going, Azai, but I'm gonna let
Yes.
Jeannie rock.
Well, as I said, I do know of some people close in my family and friends that are in that struggle of deciding whether they're going to walk with Jesus or believe, in a higher power or believe that, he has done all these things, these miracles and these sacrifices for us to show his love. And they get into that struggle of like, oh, well, maybe I'll just do this, or maybe I'll read a
Mm,
horoscope. It's speaking to me, it's stating things, but at the end of the day, those things can't save you, can't even cry out for you or show you any
oh
kind
wow.
of love,
Wow.
and if you don't have faith in something that is love and is great, you don't have nothing. But
Wow.
you know, and I'm wearing my shirt that says faith over fear, and I feel like a lot of the people that have come close with these different ways of worshiping or believing is they have a lot of fear in them, and they will lean
Mm,
over to something that is close but forget about the one that created
Wow.
everything.
It's like a security blanket.
Yes.
And we've all had those in various forms of fashion. Things we can see sometimes serve as a security blanket. Like, I can see this rock. I can get my horoscope. I can see that and understand it right here in the here and now. And so that's
Yes.
much more easy to walk with. Last question. Do you think science and God are incompatible, or do you think that science and God are compatible?
For me, is they're incompatible.
The incompatible. So that means science and God don't mix, meaning you can't love God and believe in science.
They do intertwine together,
Okay.
but in terms of what qualifies the science is greater
Okay, and that's
in my
who?
heart. God.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. What about
So
you,
I
Isaiah?
guess we could say that God is science, basically.
Well, yeah, the science and God, right? God,
Science is God.
like
Yes.
science is almost like the love letter that God left the world
Right. Right.
that says, "Hey, I'm him. Like, I'm the one behind this all." He's like
Yep.
the artist behind the painting. He's the Michael Kors behind the vest.
The
He's
great
the
I am.
he's the great I am behind
On
this
and on.
great world that we live in. Well, wow, that was powerful. There was some poetry, emotion from Ayziah. So thank you all for joining us on this episode of Growth Spurts. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I
Yes,
hope to
happy
see you
Thanksgiving.
next week. Until next time, peace.
Goodbye.